Have you ever wondered what it actually felt like to wake up as a human being 40,000 years ago? With no alarm clock, no calendar, and no idea what the day would demand of you? It seems like such a simple question. What did they do all day? But the moment you actually try to answer it, something strange happens. You realize we have almost no direct record of it. No diaries, no footage, no witnesses left alive. Just bones, tools, ash, and guesswork pieced together by scientists who spend their careers trying to reconstruct a single ordinary Tuesday from tens of thousands of years ago. So let's try. Let's follow that day from the very first moment of consciousness. Most people imagine early humans waking up in darkness, but that's not quite right. Anthropological evidence, along with studies of modern hunter-gatherer societies who still live without electric light, suggests something surprising. Ancient humans likely woke naturally with the first hint of dawn, not because of discipline, but because their bodies had nothing to fight against. No screens, no artificial light delaying their internal clock. Their circadian rhythm was simply obeying the sun, the way it was designed to.
But here's the part that surprises most people. They probably weren't exhausted. Researchers studying groups like the Hadza in Tanzania, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, found that despite having no mattresses, no blackout curtains, and no sleep medication, they often slept better and woke more refreshed than people in industrialized societies. Their bodies moved in rhythm with light and darkness instead of resisting it. So the day begins. But what happens next is where things get complicated, because the truth is there was no single answer to what ancient humans did all day. It depended entirely on where you were born. If you were born near a coastline, your first hours might involve wading into shallow water, searching for shellfish, an easy, reliable source of protein that required almost no risk. If you were born in a dense forest, your morning might instead involve climbing, foraging for fruit, tracking the sound of animals moving through the underbrush. If you were born on a grassy plain, you might spend your morning walking, sometimes for hours, simply searching for signs of food.
This is the first myth we need to break. Popular imagination pictures early humans constantly hunting dangerous animals, spears in hand, adrenaline pumping. But most evidence suggests something far less traumatic. The majority of a hunter-gatherer's caloric intake didn't come from hunting large game, it came from gathering. Roots, nuts, fruits, insects, small animals, occasionally fish. Big hunts happened, but they were rare, high-risk, high-reward events, not a daily routine. So if they weren't constantly hunting, what were they actually doing with their time? This is where the research gets genuinely startling. In the 1960s, anthropologist Marshall Solins studied hunter-gatherer societies and proposed something that shocked the academic world. He suggested that early humans may have worked significantly fewer hours per day than modern humans do. Some estimates suggested as little as 4 to 6 hours a day spent on food acquisition and essential survival tasks. Let that sink in for a moment. While we picture ancient life as a desperate, exhausting struggle for survival, some evidence suggests it may have involved more leisure time than the average modern work week. But what did they do with that leisure time? This is where it gets human. They talked. Conversation wasn't just entertainment, it was survival infrastructure. Stories carried knowledge about which plants were poisonous, which rivers flooded in certain seasons, where predators had been spotted, which paths were dangerous. Passing down information verbally was one of the most important jobs of the day, and it likely happened constantly, while walking, while preparing food, while resting in the shade. They also played. Children in hunter-gatherer societies today spend enormous amounts of time in unstructured play, and researchers believe this pattern is ancient. Play wasn't a break from learning survival skills, it was the method of learning them. Mock hunts, mock foraging, wrestling, running games, all of it quietly training the next generation without anyone calling it school. They made things. Tools didn't just appear, someone had to knap stone into blades, carve wood into spear shafts, weave plant fibers into cord, shape bone into needles. Tool-making was likely a daily, almost meditative task, something done in groups while talking, not in isolated silence. And they rested. Genuinely rested, not scrolling through a phone during rest, but actually resting, lying in shade, watching the sky, doing nothing productive at all. This is something modern humans have almost completely lost, the ability to be idle without guilt. But we can't romanticize this too much, because the day also carried a weight we rarely think about: constant vigilance. Every rustle in the grass could be nothing, or it could be a predator. Every strange smell could be nothing, or it could be a sign of danger nearby. Modern humans have the luxury of forgetting that for most of history, humans were not always the most dangerous thing in the environment. Fatigue wasn't just physical, it was psychological, a permanent low hum of alertness running in the background of every single day. As the sun moved toward the horizon, the rhythm of the day likely shifted. Groups would begin gathering, sharing whatever had been collected, and this sharing wasn't simply generosity, it was survival strategy. In small, mobile groups, hoarding food made no evolutionary sense. If you shared today, others would share with you tomorrow when your luck ran out. Anthropologists believe this pattern of reciprocity may be one of the deepest roots of human cooperation itself. Then came fire. Whenever and wherever fire was available, it transformed the evening completely. It wasn't just for warmth or cooking, though both mattered enormously. Fire extended the day. It created a glowing circle of safety after darkness fell, a space where humans could finally relax fully because for a few hours the threat of nocturnal predators was pushed back by light and heat. And it's here, around this fire, that many researchers believe something remarkable may have happened. Conversation deepened. Not survival talk, but storytelling, myth, speculation about the world. Some anthropologists argue this fire-lit time may have been crucial for the development of abstract thought, imagination, even early spirituality, because for the first time in the day, humans weren't focused on immediate survival. They had time to wonder. Then, eventually, sleep, not in isolated rooms, but often close together. Sometimes several bodies near one small fire. Warmth and protection shared the same way food had been shared hours earlier. Now here is the moment that should genuinely unsettle you. When we compare this rhythm, movement, foraging, cooperation, rest, firelight, conversation, sleep tied to natural light, to the rhythm most modern humans live by, artificial light, isolated work, minimal physical movement, constant mental stimulation, disrupted sleep, we start to realize something uncomfortable. The human body and brain were shaped by that ancient daily rhythm for hundreds of thousands of years. Evolution doesn't move quickly. It didn't have time to prepare us for fluorescent lighting, desk jobs, or scrolling through information at 2 a.m. So when modern humans struggle with anxiety, restlessness, or a strange sense that something about daily life feels unnatural, maybe it isn't a personal failure. Maybe it's simply a very old brain trying to run in a world it was never actually built for. And that leaves us with a strange kind of realization. We often imagine ancient humans as primitive versions of ourselves, waiting to evolve into something better. But maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they were living far closer to the rhythm our bodies were designed for than we are today, which raises an unsettling question we rarely ask ourselves. If they had a day built for the human body and mind, what exactly have we built instead? If you want to know more about how ancient humans really lived, comment below and let me know what you'd like to see explored next.